Alright, welcome to Make Your Own Shit. I'm Page Pressley. Let's cook some food. We're gonna get down this morning. Okay, so we're gonna do a little basically fast meal prep. We're gonna do basically 6 meals in an hour that can kind of be plug and play throughout the week, right? So we got some chicken thighs right here. Thick thighs save lives. And we got some sausage. This is black pepper sausage. It's just like whatever you can like find at the grocery store. Just like, you know, grab it and do whatever. Some forbidden black rice. I'm not sure why it's forbidden. It was pretty easy to find. No issues there. Really high protein content, and then sweet potatoes. So we're just going to run through basically how to blanketly prepare and season this stuff so that it can all kind of really intermingle and be a really versatile kind of meal kit for you throughout the week. All right, so should we make our own shit? I think we should make our own shit.
Yeah, I think we make our own shit.
Let's do it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so first things first, sweet potatoes take a long ass time to bake, usually hour and a half, 425, okay? So, I mean, you can, I'm going over here, by the way. There's a camera right here, so I didn't give you a heads up. This is me giving you a heads up.
It's fine, it's fine.
Hey, what's up, guys? Okay, so we're just gonna do a quick bake. Go ahead and bump that bad boy up to 425. Start. People will tell you to preheat. Heat's heat. So just throw that shit in the oven, all right? Some people poke holes in their potatoes. Don't do that with sweet potatoes. Here's why. So a lot of people go like bam, 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 and like OJ the shit out of their potatoes. Don't do that, okay? What we want to do is we want to create steam and caramelization inside of here, and that's going to actually allow them to cook more evenly. So don't poke them. Leave them whole. Don't wrap them. Don't do anything to them. Just leave them. We're preheated, 425. Sweet potatoes are ready to rock and roll. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's cook some shit. Slide that in. Bam. Done. Go ahead and set a timer on your watch, on your phone, on your microwave, on your clock. Weird if you use that clock for a timer. So that's what we're going to do next. I'm not going to set a timer because I'm good like that. And then basically what we're going to do is we're going to cook all the rest of this shit, and then those are going to be done, and we'll pop them out, and then I'll show you how to do basically a quick sear on the sweet potatoes to make them that much more delicious. So next up, we're going to cook our forbidden black rice. Generally, when cooking rice, you want a 2-to-1 water to rice ratio. Because this is unpolished, whole black rice is going to take a little bit more. We're going to do 2.5-to-1, and basically you're just going to bring it up to a boil and then turn it on low with the lid on, and then wait for it to be done. Something that's really important about black rice is that it's not going to have the same texture as like a normal rice. It's not going to get as soft. That's okay. Just be prepared for it. When it's ready, I'll kind of talk you through the texture that you're looking for. All right, so let's get some water, let's get some rice, let's rock and roll. All right, so first we're going to rock it on high heat. We'll wait for that to come up. And then we're going to turn it back down to low and let the rice finish cooking. I'm going to put some gloves on my hands right now. Not necessary, guys. I'm going to do it for 2 reasons. One, I'm a weirdo and don't like getting shit underneath my fingernails, which is not the best proclivity to have as a chef because it happens pretty frequently. But you know what? I got to live my truth. So, and the other thing is there's some really, really, really spicy chili powder in here. So I made this myself. It's fermented red serrano chili powder, but any kind of spicy chili powder you can get at your grocery store, like cayenne or something like that, is a great substitute. There's some fresh cumin in there, and then some salt. So really what we're gonna do is just we're gonna take these thick thighs. Is that thick spelled with 2 Q's? 3 Q's?
2 C's?
2 C's? Oh, I'm a Q guy.
You're cute.
Yeah.
Thick.
Thick.
Yeah.
It gives it like this like French connotation that just like classes it up a little bit, you know?
Le thick.
Exactly. So just like mix that shit around, you know, little seasoning spice action. And then once we have, you know, our salt, chili, cumin all mixed together, you're gonna want it to look like that, all right? And then we're just going to really dump truck it all over here, all over these beautiful thighs. Bam, bam, bam. Be aggressive, be aggressive, be aggressive, be aggressive. All right, give them a flip. Cool. Spread them out again, and then we'll do the rest right there. Cool. And you want to give these a few minutes to sit to soak up that seasoning, for it to absorb into the actual meat, so that you're not just basically putting this stuff on here so that it can just fall off into the pan, and then you're just, cool, now I have a really spicy, well-seasoned pan and my chicken tastes like fucking nothing. Cool, so like give that 5 or 10 minutes to just hang out, all right? In the meantime, we can season our sausage kind of with the same intent, right? So spread them out. Now, seasoning sausage is, you know, a bit of a quandary. There is some salt in there anyway, so it doesn't need to go too crazy. Just get some seasoning on there. This is black pepper sausage from the grocery store. So anytime you're buying sausage, what I look for is stuff that's house-made at that specific grocery store, presuming it's like a reputable grocer. These are from Central Market. They're fantastic. And what that allows you to do is generally get a better price, right? So generally all house-made sausages, it's just stuff that they have on hand. They have like a lot of inventory of that they're just looking to use and go through. That's generally, you know, why sausage is made. And so you'll usually get a better deal on the stuff that is proprietary and made on site, as opposed to something that's prepackaged. And it's also going to be probably fresher too, which is great. And we're boiling and we're turning down. So give that a little break. We're boiling right there. Our rice is chugging right along. Right there. Okay, cool, great. Magic's happening, guys. Let's cook some sausage then, shall we? I'm pretty sure this pan is preheated. I like to use avocado oil because I actually like the way it tastes for cooking. For finishing oil, I love a good olive oil. So a little bit of avocado oil in the pan, not a ton, because there's fat in this sausage. And so what we're cooking here is basically, you know, we're going after things that are going to give us a macronutrient breakdown. Not to get super nerdy on you guys, but a macronutrient breakdown of basically 50% protein, 25% fat, and 25% carbs. Now, these right here are 80%, like 80% meat, and then 20% fat. So what that does is essentially leaves you a little bit of room to like maybe eat a little bit of, like, say, avocado with this, or like mayonnaise or something like that, you know, when you're building your plate, which is nice to have that versatility. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to wait for a little color, and then we're going to pop them in the oven, okay, and finish them in there. Another way of doing that, if you, for whatever reason, aren't comfortable like using your oven or don't have an oven, is when you flip them, put a lid on the pan, and that'll basically achieve the same thing. And turn the heat down a little bit. So you would go from basically high to medium once you flip them, and then pop a lid on those bad boys, or just pop them in the oven, 425 for 10 minutes. Let's check on our rice. So we're probably getting close on our rice. It's boiling, it's simmering, it's looking good. We're gonna grab a spoon and just give it a quick taste test. See if it's time to season it yet. Yeah, it's getting there. Yeah, so it's ready to season right now. It's almost done cooking, which is great. So, as you'll notice, there's quite a bit of water left. That's on purpose, right? Because we're basically cooking this like we would cook pasta. We want it to boil and roll in the water and not soak up all the moisture, because it'll cook evenly this way. So we'll hit it with a good amount of salt at this point. Any other seasoning you want to put in there is fine. For these purposes, we want to keep it pretty accessible to different flavor profiles. So we're just going to stay there, pop the lid back on. Another 5 or 10 minutes, it'll be done cooking. Okay, so let's zoom in on this, right? Let's check this out. So you can see our sausage starting to curl, starting to sweat a little bit on the edges. That means it's ready to flip, okay? That's telling us that there's color on the other side. So, like that. Golden brown and delicious. GBD. So, we're going to go bam, and now we're ready to rock and roll there. All right, we're gonna pop it in the oven now, okay guys? And look at that. sweet potatoes are done. So, perfect timing. We can pull those out and we'll just rest those, okay? So this is what you're looking for when it comes to sweet potatoes. Let's, here, I'll bring this over here. See how they're soft? The skin is separating from the flesh. Some of that natural caramelization is starting to seep through the skin. Those are all really good visual signs, okay? At this point, what we're gonna wanna do is we're just gonna take one of them and we're going to, and we're gonna cut it here. So we're basically gonna make a little wedge and we're gonna maximize the surface area for ourselves to basically make little like healthy home fries, for lack of a better term. Okay, so you'll just cut wedges like this. I like to leave the skin on, personal choice. There's a lot of nutrients in sweet potato skin. So, but you know, if you don't like the texture or, you know, just aren't into it for whatever reason, no fault in taking it off. All right, a little salt on those bad boys. And those are ready to go in the pan whenever we're ready to put them in the pan now. I'll show you how to do this. In the meantime, I'm gonna put the other guys away, okay? Yeah, rock and roll. All right, so last but not least, we're gonna do our sweet potatoes. So we got a little bit of neutral oil in the pan, blasting high heat. We've seasoned our sweet potatoes with whatever seasoning spice we want. I chose salt for this, just again, to keep the flavor palette pretty versatile. And then we're just gonna rock right there. And really all we're doing is looking to sear, get a little bit of color on each flesh side to further develop the flavor.
Yeah.
You can smell them, right? Yeah, totally. So it's time to give them a flip. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So we're good to go right there. That's what we want. That's what we're looking for. Yeah, totally. So we'll just give them a nice little crisp on the skin, and then we're done. Grab a container for them. We can get a little guy for these. And the great thing about this, so about a cup, this is a pint, a cup of sweet potato is 100 calories, give or take, right? And so that's a really easy way to measure it and work that into you know, what you want for the day. Basically how this should break down as far as portion size is your hand, depending on your body size, a really good indicator of portion, right? So what we basically want to do is have a handful and a half of protein, a handful of carbs, and 2 handfuls of whatever green vegetable you want to eat every single meal. We're done. Sweet potatoes, we're going in here. They're seared, they're crispy, they're delicious. They can be a part of a lot of different things. And they're yummy. It's cool. It's basically almost like you would cook a plantain, right? And you can totally eat it the same way. Like if you wanted to enjoy them that way, like with like a little bit of, you know, sour cream or something like that, it'd be super yummy. And that's the thing about cooking like this, right? Is that it's not about like having a restrictive diet of like, oh, I can't have dairy, I can't have gluten, I can't have sugar, I can't have chocolate, I can't have ice cream, right? It's understanding the fact that, you know, if you eat a certain balance of things throughout the day, you can eat whatever you want. It's just adjusting that balance. And if you understand that, you can plug and play ingredients whichever way you want to, you know, like I have something sweet pretty much every night, you know? What that usually means is that, okay, I'm not gonna eat a lot of fresh fruit that day, or, you know, I'm gonna have like a super healthy lunch to make room for like I'm just gonna like totally fuck it up at dinner and like eat a whole chocolate bar afterwards. And like, that's all good, you know, like that's all good. As long as you give yourself enough time to actually digest that food after you eat it before you actually lay down and go to bed, it's all the same to your body. As long as they're high quality, fresh ingredients, it's all the same. All right, guys, thanks for joining me on Make Your Own Shit. Again, I'm Page Pressley. Had a lot of fun showing you kind of basic meal prep recipes to take an hour to make 6 meals through your week. If you want to join and cook with me on Foxtail Supper Club, feel free to email me info@Foxtail Supper Club. Follow us online at Foxtail Supper on Instagram, or me at Page Pressley on Instagram or on Twitter. Significantly less entertaining there. Yeah, that's it, guys. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you. Appreciate it.